So today, since I noticed that this thing wasn't working quite the way it was supposed to, I'm going to try to take apart the shifter, see why the ratchet mechanism isn't working. So what it'll do, now it's in drive, it's supposed to be able to bump it down into second and first and then back up into drive. And actually I should be able to bump it into neutral there, but it won't go into neutral unless I pull up the lock. And then it works. So something is amiss. I should probably try to get this off without breaking it. Line locks are good. I don't know why more cars don't come with those. Save people from destroying their clutches that I see on the internet so often. Burn out while standing on the brakes with the other foot. No tires moving, lots of smoke. Makes a lot of sense. I haven't taken this shifter apart. Good Lord. It's probably close to 20 years. I don't think it's the transmission, because as I said, it goes park, reverse, neutral, drive, no problem. It just doesn't ratchet for some reason. Let's see how crusty this boot. Ooh, yeah, there we go. The boot's breaking up. Yeah, and it's about 1 billion years old. Yeah, it's coming apart as we speak. Come on, baby. Play nice. There you go. Okay. I don't know why I bothered putting this on there. I guess when it was a street car and had carpet it made sense, but I may not. I probably won't put that back on. I'll just leave the mechanism exposed. It's pretty obvious what gear it's in when you get right down to it. And this thing isn't really necessary. So, what do we have? That is probably. Yeah, I still have the neutral safety switch hooked up. Yep, that's a good thing, I guess. End up having to take this. Oh, good. My love affair of elastic stop nuts. Great. Well, I cannot see what the problem is in this thing because it's so narrow and such a ridiculous thing. So, I think I am going to pull it out, take it onto the bench, see if I can figure out what's exactly going wrong with this baby. Hopefully it isn't too much, but I think something, I mean, this thing should be doing something there, and it doesn't do. No. It definitely is not doing what it should be doing. So, the next while isn't going to be too interesting other than probably the swear words, because I have no idea how I'm going to get all that off, because I'm going to have to be under the car above the transmission while I'm loosening those bolts. That's going to be fun. Okay, well, we'll see you on the bench. Well, we're kind of getting somewhere. I didn't use elastic stop nuts on these, just lock washers, so that's working better than I expected. But I don't have room to get under there to lift it. I'm going to see how this thing's still good. Before, after I subframe connected this thing, it was pretty stiff. So I'm going to see if I can get both wheels off the ground and it still works. The car's pretty stiff. But just to be safe, I am going to get a jack stand because that jack is older than this car. One thing I've noticed is I tend to sniff. I don't know why. But I haven't quite decided whether I care enough to try to stop. Yeah. Okay, now I should be able to reach above this terrible rusty drive shaft somehow. 3. Let's go for the 4th. Where the hell it is. As I get my head crushed in the door. There she is. One really old, seriously abused B&M Megashifter. Well, here it is, and fiddle-dicking with it, it fixed itself. I have no idea why. You can see, and that's drive. 1, 2, 3, neutral. The lockout works. Drive, 2, 1. 2, drive, park, park, and then you can bring it into reverse, drive, 2, 1, 2, drive, neutral, no reverse, neutral, reverse, park. I think something had gotten out of time, because what I did do when it was in drive and not functioning before, I rotated this a couple of times just through where it needed to go, and that's when it started working. Which, because this thing is such a tight mechanism, I mean, there is almost nothing you can see in there. I have no clue. Yep, Well, that's simple. I kind of hope that's how a lot of these fixes go. Well, we're going to see if I can get the ludicrous thing installed back in it somehow and test it. I did test the transmission shifter cable, and it shifts through the gears fine, so that's not the issue. It's not bound up or anything. But I think I am going to give this a bit of a clean, blow it out, lube it up with some stuff that doesn't look like crude honey, and maybe put her back in. So maybe we're in good shape. Well, okay, there it is. A little cleaner. Did it with some engine degreaser. Scrubbed it as best I could with a brass brush. Rinsed it out. And blew it out real nice and dry with compressed air. I had to wait a minute for the compressor to shut off. And now, real smooth. So at this point, I'm going to hit it with a little Amsoil heavy duty on the sliding parts and some of the internal stuff. Since it is not possible to take this thing apart terribly easily. Plus I like the smell of this stuff. And a little bit of light duty on the upper pins. Man. Just as a point of reference, this is set up for a 3-speed operation. The only thing you have to do to make it a 4-speed is pull this bolt, and then it'll work down to 4 gears. Obviously, turbo 350s don't need that, but you might. There's your information. Cool. Well, now we're going to start to put it back in the car. Just because I found this kind of funny. Anyway, under the car, and of course the bolts are all up there above the drive shaft loop. And just for reference, there's my Curry Enterprises 9-inch rear end that cost about as much as I paid for the whole car when I bought it. And this was funny. That is the largest agglomeration of mud daubers I've ever seen in my life. There's been stuff falling into the driveway when I've been burning out, and I think some of it came off of the drive shaft, which is kind of funny. But ones over there haven't come off yet. If there's any left in there, they're probably a little unhappy at this moment. But surprisingly, the transmission seal's not leaking, so that's nice. I got that going for me. And everything else is greasy and wide open like I left it. Rustier than hell, but surface rust only. It's pretty solid otherwise. So, well, shifter's back in. Now I'm going to go back above and reconnect everything and see if I can get it to work. And there she is. First, second, drive, neutral lock, reverse, park. That'll work. Because of course it comes to this, we're gonna test out the new shifter. shifter, and for some reason the starter doesn't seem to want to turn over. And that's kind of crappy. I will bet that my neutral safety switch has died. Yep, that's probably what it is. So we're going to have to test that. Yep, and that was it. So guess didn't take kindly to the hose off. Well, maybe the degreaser or something. But we're in business now. So let's go see if we can test the shifter. Well, not as good as the other ones, but I think I need to adjust the linkage a little bit, but close enough.